In this session, I'm just using a new controller. In the controllers folder, I created a new JS file with a name as controllers.js. 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 In the controllers.js, a simple hello world controller development. Hello world controller development. Task 1. Please accept. For T1, I'm assigning task 1. This is the task 1. This task 1 is forwarding to a template. Forwarding a template. My templates slash T1. Let us develop my templates slash T1. Please follow me parallelly. Where we are developing templates in the storefront core. In the storefront core, cartridge templates. Inside a templates default. Inside a templates default, right click on default, define a new folder. The folder name is my templates. Folder name is my templates. Try creating a folder my templates in the default folder. Inside the templates, whatever default folder is there. Inside this folder, try defining t1.isml. This isml.isml, it's a mandatory. In the previous session, I forgotten .isml. We got an error. While copying template name, there is a possibility of forgetting .isml. Hello to all. Yes, save it. Now, let me check which code version is using. Let me refresh. So whenever you are starting practicing, first and foremost one, select your project, site genesis. After selecting a project, administration, code deployment, which code version we are using, August 23rd v2. Let us check it out in our VS Code, which code version we are using inside a dw.json, August 23rd v2. Now, you don't require to do any kind of upload explicitly. Same code versions are using in both the sides. Come to the storefront, come to the browser. You have to specify default space slash controller1 hyphen t1. Controller1 is a file name. T1 is a URL for the task 1, URL for the task 1. Everything is proper. Why this? Just to refresh. Maybe first time we need to upload explicitly. I just upload it. Refresh. Second time onwards, you don't require to upload. Automatically it is getting uploaded. Please observe. Go to the controllers 1. Let's go for second task, task 2. I'm choosing T2. This is a task 2. I'll go for here also T2. This time, let us supply one variable through JSON object. I'll represent simple JSON object. Something like a:10. Please try developing this much content. Already my templates is there. Try developing a T2 template. Try developing T2 template under my templates. Right click on my templates. Go to the new file t2.isml. In the t2.isml, we need to print results whatever we are supplying. We are supplying like a try printing predict.a. Let us test it. The URL is T2. You got a value 10.0. By default, it is printing in the double format. We are able to send the results from a controller to the template. From a controller to the template. We are able to print that by using predict.a. Predict.a. A small observation here. I want to print something like predict.b. But we are not supplying this one. If you try to print which is not sending from a controller to the template, I'm trying to print B which is not sending from a controller to the template. Let us see what will be the output. You are getting a null explicitly. Printing a null is not at all recommended in the UI. Printing a null is not at all recommended in the UI. We may be, we may be wrongly referring the members which are not sending from the controller to the template. While sending anything wrongly, while referring anything wrongly, we are getting a null. How to address this one? Please check it out here. It's simple, guys. Results from the controller we are printing like this. Results from the controller we are printing like this. Instead of printing straight away, you can use isprint. You can supply anything to print. Isprint. I'm trying to print result A from the JavaScript object. I'm trying to print result B from the same JavaScript object. So results we are printing in two ways. One is straight away we are printing. Second one we are printing by using isprint. By using isprint we are printing. Come on. Now let us see what will be the output. You can see here while printing B. Straight away if you print you are getting a null. If you are using isprint you are getting a blank. Blank is more convenient rather than null with respect to end user. End user should not see null. He cannot understand what is the null. You can print any static values through isprint. You can print available A value. You can also print unavailable any members. You are not getting a null, you are getting a blank. Please observe. Now, come to the controller one.js. Print applying value to B also, comma B colon under single quote. Let's go for hello. Please save it. Come to the browser and refresh. A is a 10, B is a hello. In both the places it is printing. If data is available, printing. If data is not available, we should not get a null, we should get a blank. We should get a blank. That can be done through isprint. Don't try printing straight away like this one. It is very discouraged. Always try printing by using isprint. Always try printing by using isprint. Through isprint, we can able to print. Whenever data is not available, it prints a blank, not the null. It prints a blank, not the null. We understood JavaScript object, how we can supply from a controller to the template and how to process inside a template. While processing inside a template, we have seen two approaches. One is raw usage of predict in order to print results from the JavaScript object. The second one is through isprint value. Isprint value. Let us see another one. Try developing the third controller in the same controller file. Let me choose task name as 3. I'll choose this to T3. Task 3. Let me assign this also to T3. This time Let me supply one array. Please observe. I'm supplying array. Let us see whether we can compose array here itself or not. Generally it is possible. I'm not very sure about the demand where syntax. Let us see. I'm supplying the third value, which is an array. Please compose everybody like this. Now try developing T3, everybody. T3 inside of my templates, new file t3.isml. I'm just going for strict. Okay, the script also not used. It's good. It's not a mandatory. A, B, and C. A value, then B value, and C value. I'm going for printing C straight away with a predict, even though it is an array. Let us see whether arrays can be printed straight away with all elements or not. Even here also, print A, B, and C. I've just taken T2 ISML and then develop a T3. T3 ISML. Let us see whether array can be processed like this or not. Refresh. Let's go to the T3. We are able to supply the array straight away, and we are able to print that array. We are able to supply the array. Please observe. In the controller, you can see for the get view, we are supplying a JavaScript object. This is the JavaScript object. Let me organize. It will be looking like this. In a single line, I was composing. Now multiple lines. Inside a JavaScript object, three fields are there. A with some value, B with some value, C with multiple values through an array. C with multiple values through an array. Now, for just like our understanding purpose and more practicing purpose, I'll develop similar kind of controller. I will make it this as a separate JavaScript variable. Let's go for V1, where V1 is equal to. Let us make this as a T4. It should target to T4. It is also task 4 and T4. There is a small change. Only code organizing is change. Remaining one and the same. Let me develop T4 template. Right click on my templates, go to the new file t4.isml. Let me copy T3 content and keep in the T4. Specify t4.sml. No need of changing anything. Please observe. Just to copy it. Same type of controller, same type of JavaScript object is written. Please give a call to T4. We made a call to T4. Check it out. Refresh one more time. We got the T4 ISML. It's working fine. Come back to the controller. Let me develop function file. Task file. What I'll do is I'll keep as a array1. Where array1? Let us make this as a T5. Task file. A separate variable array1. Now try developing T5 with a similar code of T4. Right click on templates, go to the new. Please observe T5.html. The same code T5. That's all. Let me access from a browser by changing the URL T5. So we are able to use this syntax also. We have seen how can controller returns JavaScript object. Inside that JavaScript object, we have seen single value fields, multiple value fields. Now let us explore more on arrays. I'll go for task 6. Let me go for the real name like a marks. It is an array, same array, we are supplying. Let us use same names. Any conflict will be getting. T6, task 6. Here also T6. Even key also we are using as a marks. Now I take the content of ISML, right click, new file, t6.sml. So this is a T6. So here we have only marks. Let me print predict.marks. I'm printing the results in both the ways, by using isprint and by using marks. Let's give a call to T6. We are able to give key name and even array name. So key name and array name. So try providing this as a marks. Please observe, guys, everybody. In the controller, this is the array reference. For this array reference, inside a JavaScript object, we are using a field name as a marks. So this only you have to specify. This only you should specify inside a template. Let us see function 7. If you go here, my marks, no, task 7, this also 7, this also 7, this also 7. So now in the template, you have to use either marks or my marks. Remember, you should use my marks. This is the key, this is the field name, whichever is assigning marks. This is the identifier for this value. This is the identifier. This should be used inside a T7. Come to the template, copy, right click on my templates, new file, T7.sml. Try providing a T7. So you had to use my marks. T7.isml. Open a browser. Give a call to T7. From the T7, we have seen like a which one we have to use for the P predict. Predict dot name of the field in the JavaScript object. Predict dot name of the field inside a JavaScript object. Come to the controller. Let's go for one more array. So something like a objects. This array containing JavaScript objects. Let's go for maybe first name, last name, age 22. This is one JavaScript object. Likewise, let me go for one more JavaScript object. Array containing objects. Please observe. Inside an array, we are defining objects. Array members are objects now. All objects are similar type. Let's go for 25. Let us supply two arrays. One is marks, second one is objects. Let us supply both. My objects and objects. This my objects should be printed. This is T7 or okay, modify to T8. This is T8, T8, T8. Task 8. Let us develop XML. I'm copying T7, go to T8, let's go for T8, marks and objects. What is the key we have used? I think by objects. Predict dot my object. T8 Let me check what is the key I have used in the controller. My objects, please add yes. It will be more meaningful. You can see. But you are getting object, not the original data. How to read this original data? That I'll show you in the next session. Please practice this much.